to my second live stream for Gate.io as the community manager and as the replacement of Marie Fatiboué, our precious CMO, which you might have learned from last week's live stream, has taken a step back from her role as live stream host to focus more on participating in AMAs with new cool projects which we are going to list and which will be featured on Gate.io soon, as we have introduced our listing vote feature, where we let two tokens of two projects compete against each other, and the community vote which they consider the most valuable coin, their special bag, so to speak. Welcome. There are lots of things to discuss. Not super many features as for Gate, but some significant updates and new products which have been featured. But as you will definitely have noticed, there has been some incredible price action in the cryptocurrency markets with BTC as a result of the global response to the coronavirus. So generally, all markets everywhere are tanking. All markets are taking a deep dive in regard to what's happening on a global scale, especially what's happening in Europe. The fact that airlines are predicted to have massive bankruptcies. All these things together have definitely had an influence on the cryptocurrency market. If I go to check right now, because I have the ticker open at all times, it's at $4,500 as we speak. Speaking of tickers, in the latest update of our app, the Gate.io app, which you most likely have already, you might not know yet that there's a really cool price floating window feature, which means that above all the apps you have, and I can only say this for Android as I have an Android phone, but above all the apps you have open, you can push a notification of the price of the token you desire. So let's say your favorite coin is BTC, or you would like to keep an eye on F. You can set that in the app, and you can see the price action as it happens. And now is definitely a time to keep an eye on all the action. It hasn't been this volatile since 2018, perhaps, when we experienced a whole bear year of a dipping price. I'm sorry you don't speak English. I'm sorry I don't speak Chinese not yet. Maybe someday I will be able to communicate in Chinese, guys. But for now I'll have to do it in English. So the price in 2018 dipped to, I believe, a minimum of 3,000 or 3,500. Maybe, who knows? Only time will tell what will actually can happen. As you know, no one can predict the price. Not even the best of traders can predict what will happen. All you know is that there is a lot of response at the moment on the markets, which is transferring to cryptocurrency. So some people may have thought that crypto would have been a safe haven asset. At this current moment, it's not proving to be. Most likely, or it could be, because everyone is trying to take their money out, expecting the worst. No one really expected the current global situation as it is happening right now. But in these dire times, these emotional times of crashing prices, it's also an opportunity to trade, an opportunity for experienced traders and novel traders who feel like they can take a certain amount of risk to trade on margin, if you know what you're doing. We have a testnet environment on Gate.io, which is really cool, as in you can use, how am I going to put this appropriately? Play money, play currency to see how the perpetual contract trading engine works. So you can see if you are a accustomed to how it works, the interface, and if you have any talent in regards to the markets. Obviously, volatility stands above everything. That's the most important factor. But you could use the test net, then see if you have any skill in handling it, in analyzing the price and the future markets, and then swap over to using real tokens, such as BTC, to use perpetual contracts. As for the margin trading, if I'm not mistaken, you can trade with up to 10x leverage. So yeah, for traders, I know, I'm not a trader, but I know that traders really like volatile movements and volatile swings because it grants them massive opportunity, especially if the market is doused in so much fear, which is currently most likely the case. If you look at the fear and greed index, I think we're high on the fear index. We're scoring very high on fear. That's offers a good opportunity for traders to earn money. For holders, for people who just intend to accumulate and to wait for a very long period of time, simply because they have no choice, this is a waiting game. This probably is most likely not a preferable time to start selling coins or taking out money if you have a long-term conviction over a 10-year time span. But yeah, if you're a holder, then all you can do is wait. What you could do is, if you go over to Gate.io, let me find the exact URL. You go to Gate.io, top banner, click on Hold and Earn. You have a variety of products you can click on, but the most simple one is Hold and Earn, with some very interesting interest, which you can earn on proof of stake mining. For Nascoin Nebulous, you get NAX coin as a proof of stake in return. It offers an annual rate of 1,500% over a 90-day time span. Now you may be thinking, okay, why is that interesting? The Bitcoin's currently at 4.5, might go to 3, might go to 2K. No one knows, only time will tell. It's interesting because if you're not going to trade anyway, but you do have some capital available, you have some USDT available, and you feel like, okay, I don't want to look at the markets at this moment, I don't really understand how the dynamics of the markets work, you can definitely head over and choose from a variety of coins. It's very straightforward. You see the token you can purchase at Hold and Earn, which you can stake, and the return you can get over which time span. It's super straightforward. You don't really have to do anything except for stake your coin on the platform. A lot of projects are ongoing. So there's Tron, TRX, POS mining, EOS, POS mining. If you scroll down, the Zero protocol is also available as a mining project, which offers a 45% annual return rate in interest. These are just interesting features, which are interesting to me because I'm not a trader. I have traded in the past. That was a very, very bad endeavor. Not a good idea for me. But you know, you got to try everything once. And luckily for me, that was the last time. You got to know where your qualities lie. So the good thing about these Hold and Earn features, if you prefer not to do any margin trading or any trading of any kind, is that it's not locked. The coins are not locked in there. So if at some point you feel the gain interest is not interesting enough for you, or you would like to diversify into another coin, or you would like to, whatever reason, you would like to take it off of our exchange, you can do that. You can definitely take it out. We do have lockup and hold projects, but it's mentioned very specifically. It has the word lockup in it, which means that for a period of 30 days, you won't be able to perform any withdrawals. It's super straightforward. Let's see. So yeah, margin trading, if you click on it, sign the I have read and agreed to the rules agreement, go to the trade, allows you to explore a variety of markets, one of which is AE, Eternity, Algo, Atom, Dogecoin for the Dogecoin lovers, for those who feel equipped enough to trade Doge, HBAR, Hedera Hashgraph. I think there's about 1, 2, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's about 50 coins you can trade on margin. That's quite a lot, especially considering we're not as focused on being a whole ecosystem. We are very much focused on offering the best trade experience for our users. No matter if you're a beginning user and want to become accustomed to it, or if you're an advanced user and would like to use and trade financial derivatives, complicated products, etc. But as a way to get introduced to the market, I would, definitely start on Gate.io. This will probably be a recurring theme or a recurring comment of mine. I started in 2018 with Gate.io. It's the first time I learned of it, and I traded. I found the interface super easy to work with. The customer service very fast and efficient in understanding my requests. If ever I contacted them, it would be over a period of the time span it took for a withdrawal, which happened at that specific time to be a little bit delayed because of congestion of the network. There was a lot of market activity going on, which will happen at this moment too, over the entire market, over all exchanges. There'll be more congestion because people are trying to get their coins off, or people are trying to find the next best gem, which they believe will be a future coin with immense crazy value because of the promises of the roadmap or because of possible future possibilities. Which puts me on another point: always do your own research, perform due diligence. There's so much information to process. Don't make any rush decisions and do lots of reading. That's the best way to get into space. And normally that's how it happens. You read about something, and in the article you have to open 10 new tabs to understand what you're reading in the article. So yeah, due diligence is always a very good point to get started. As for the topics, which I want to talk about, regardless of the volatility, which I might come back to later on, there are some interesting features that I would like to discuss from the site. If you go to gate.io/announcements, article list, you will find all the information you would like to find on what's been going on. For those who don't know, we attended the London Blockchain Week last week, Marie and I, which was great. The London Blockchain Summit was interesting, was a lot about regulation. There were a lot of institutional investors and bankers from the traditional finance sector trying to get a grasp and trying to get a good perspective on what they need to know to get into the regulatory framework for crypto. Who knows when that will be set, as currently on a global scale there are a lot of diverse distractions and requirements. What I mean is the outbreak of Corona in Europe will have a lot of preference to organize logistically. Maybe crypto and crypto regulation is at the bottom of that list. In any case, that was interesting. The Crypto Compare Summit was really great because it was very fast-paced, a lot of topics, a lot of industry veterans and professionals there, including ourselves, of course, Marie and I. Perhaps you noticed our live stream where we interviewed a few projects who have their coins listed on our platform. We interviewed, Marie interviewed Chain Analysis, a company dealing with data and traffic analysis, which was also interesting because most of the panels and most of the topics at Crypto Compare Summit were about data and decentralized finance. And the ones about data showed that there's a lot of interest, regardless of what's happening now in the world, there's a lot of interest of traditional finance institutions in aggregating data to understand that data to see how they can get into crypto. So how the big money can get into crypto, which is also always a good development. Currently, Bitcoin at 4.5K is not a very good development, but we'll just have to wait it out. Can I speak Chinese? No, I'm so sorry, I don't speak Chinese, not yet. I'm currently starting with an app, but I'm not sure that will get me very far. I think for me to learn proper Chinese and be able to speak to you, I would have to move there for a while and do some training locally. Who knows in the future? For now, I'm sorry. Next on our list of things to discuss are the Gate.io ETF rules. So we provide, who don't know this, we provide 3x long and 3x short ETFs, multiple mainstream cryptocurrencies. So I believe it's of EOS, Bitcoin Cash, BTC, ETH. That's the ones off the top of my head. I'll have to look up which ones they are exactly later. We also offer 3x long bull and bear ETFs, and they're managed by FTX derivatives platform. So they're hedged for margin trading in the perpetual contract market. The rules, because they're a bit more complicated products, a bit more complex products, which need a little bit more context to understand how they can be used, how they can be traded, which rules apply. If you go to the announcements, you can read more details about them. So, for example, if I would give an example of one of these rules, the price of the ETF products depends on the spread, irrespective of the price of the underlying token. So what you can do is you can refer to the entire net value during the trading itself. Net value of ETFs are not set by us, not set by Gate.io, but they are computed, so they are aggregated by a formula. And that net value represents the current fair value of that ETF product share, and the net value of, it's getting a little bit complicated, the net value of previous rebalancing points. The leverage rate is corrected daily to remain leveraged at 3x through the rebalancing of the position you're holding. So let's say, no, I'll skip that part. That's also too technical. It's a list of about, 13 rules where we dive into everything you need to know to be able to trade them. Derivatives products are complicated, not for novel traders. It wouldn't make any sense for them to start engaging in that because they're way too complicated. Let's see, we've discussed the London Blockchain Week, the market being volatile, which you don't need me to tell you, but definitely interesting thing to mention. So the point system, which you may be accustomed to of Gate-chain token, will end in August 2020. So it'll be used for another 5 months to increase the use case of points. Until that time, to accelerate the consumption of points, we now support handling fee deduction, so it's deducted automatically. Let me see here. Let me just hold this for a bit of a better view. We've up until now supported handling fee deduction in several markets: margin trading, fiat trading, perpetual contract trading. The points will automatically be used with VIP discounts, while fees are used when there's insufficient points balance. So we introduced it 2019. We're going to change GT to exchange token. Gate-chain token is going to be released once we release the mainnet, and points will disappear altogether. Once I have more information on that, I will definitely let you know. At the moment, that's all we can communicate, but the mainnet release and the decentralized exchange will accompany it are some really exciting developments, especially because we have a really cool wallet which will feature revocable transactions. And I know that sounds far-fetched at this moment in time, but it's possible. It's possible with a very complicated network mainframe, which I'm not going to get into now, but it will enable you to protect yourself from hacking or error, which are the two main reasons people lose coins. They are either hacked or they make a mistake. No matter how good you think you manage your private keys, humans are prone to human error, unfortunately. Let me see. So yeah, that's a cool feature which I'll hopefully be talking about next time a little bit more in depth. Maybe that's what I'll do next week. I'll let you know how the wallet works, how that feature works, because until now, we are the only exchange at Gate.io who will be able to offer this feature of revocable transactions. I won't get into all the technicalities, as that's not the most interesting aspect for you. I'll get into the user friendliness and the user functionality, so you know that by using your coins and tokens in a responsible way, how you can make sure that you're not prone to being hacked or whatnot. Let me see. So yes, USDT, because of what's going on in the markets at this moment, annual interest rate dropped to 10% for Gate lending. So lending and borrowing markets, they provide the platform for if you want to lend coins, and if you want to, one sec. So yeah, if you're, the fluctuating markets at this moment, which are going up and down anywhere between 4.5 and 6K and back down to 4.5, it provides opportunity. And because of the USDT lending rate, which was up to 50%, I believe, 2 weeks ago, it's gone all the way down to 10%, which means there are substantial lending orders of USDT. The annual interest rates have dropped, so what you can do is you can place borrowing orders in all those markets where it's applicable. For mobile app users, you can go to spot account in wallets and you can place a lending order in USDT. Let me see. So other users who need the loan, they can place a request there too. Once you have lent the cryptocurrency out, regardless of the volatility of the market, that's part of due diligence as well. Make sure you realize you can't access it. You can't use it for trades because it's locked. It's locked. It's being lent to other users. So in the time of this live stream, let's see what the price of Bitcoin has done. It's exactly the same place. At this moment, it's 4.5K. Who knows where it's going to go? Keep in mind that if you're a trader, Gate.io is really a great place to trade. It has super fast trade engines. It can do up to 10,000 transactions per second, which isn't necessary. But just to indicate, we can offer the mainframe to enable these transactions if you would like to do so, which means order books and orders are filled quickly. We have price condition orders, time limit orders, stop limit orders, a whole variety of orders, which you as a trader are probably much more accustomed to than I am. And for holders, this is a good opportunity to get away from this BTC ticker, where you're checking the price constantly, and have a look at our hold and earn products or our periodic investment plan to see how you can take some sideline USDT or sideline crypto asset, whatever you have, and invest it and see, without doing anything, without paying too much attention to the vicious BTC cycles of the market, if you can make your money work for you, your crypto assets work for you. If you feel I missed anything, let me know. Twitter, you can reach out, or you can, actually no, Twitter is the best place. You can place a comment under the social post we've placed. Otherwise, I'll be back next week, and I'm looking forward to introduce some great new topics, and feel free to ask questions by that time. I'm willing to answer questions, and I'm always looking forward to hear, what you think Gate.io trading hub in the crypto space and beyond. We've been around for a very long time, since 2013. We listen to a lot of feedback which users give us to make changes to how the platform works and the kind of products we offer. So next time, whatever question you want to ask, feel free to ask. Feel free to ask if I speak Chinese then. I don't think I will, but who knows, maybe I've learned some words. Maybe I'll try to learn some words for next week. In any case, it was my pleasure. Thank you so much, and have a good week.